Good evening, and thank you so much for joining us. I'm Erin Noon, and you're watching 13 News Now.
Welcome to 13 News Now.
We'll be coming to you live every weeknight at 9 p.m. right here at the new digital desk at the WOWK TV studios in Charleston, West Virginia. We're going to break down the day's headlines. Coming into our newsroom just moments ago, one of 3 police officers involved in the fatal shooting of Breonna Taylor has been terminated. On Tuesday, the Louisville Metro Police Department announced the firing of Detective Brett Hankison. In other news, the polls closed about 3 hours ago in Kentucky for the Bluegrass State's primary election. Due to the fact that the majority of Kentucky voters cast absentee ballots, it will be until next Tuesday before we have full results. Many counties are planning to wait to release results until all ballots are returned and counted. The state has also decreased the number of polling places in the state by nearly 95%. From 3,700 locations to only 200. If we get any partial results tonight, you will see them scrolling on your screen during primetime programming, or on our website, WOWKTV.com, and of course, the 13 News app. In today's national headlines, the nation's top health experts say we have been hit badly by the coronavirus. The U.S. has more than 2.3 million infections and more than 120,000 deaths. Ohio reported a slight decrease in daily coronavirus cases following a series of higher-than-average day-to-day increases last week. The number of cases started to uptick in what Governor Mike DeWine identified as worrisome rise in cases in 5 southwestern Ohio counties. The governor also loosened restrictions in the state so that every Ohioan is able to be tested for the coronavirus through a number of pop-up testing sites that will be opening. The state is also trying to make up for the lack of health checkups for children after the coronavirus pandemic led to a significant decrease in pediatric vaccination. Well, today marks the 4th anniversary of the flooding that left 23 dead and caused millions of dollars in damage across West Virginia. Thousands of people from Clendenin in Kanawha County to White Sulphur Springs in Greenbrier County were displaced. Many residents of Clendenin are still struggling to get back on their feet. Schools and businesses are also still working to rebuild. On the anniversary of the flood, Herbert Hoover seniors were Kanawha County Schools' first to have a graduation ceremony at Laidley Field. While the end of the school year has been far from traditional due to the pandemic, faculty and staff are grateful to the students and are celebrating their resilience. Herbert Hoover principal Mike Kelly says that having graduation on the anniversary of the floods has had multiple meanings.
I think it means different things to different people. I think there are some people who this date is very traumatic for them, and it may be upsetting. And to the degree that that's true, we're sorry about that. But then there are also lots of people who just feel like that it's just a date. There are other people who feel like it's kind of a full circle type thing, you know. So I think it means something different to everyone.
We want to, of course, congratulate the class of 2020, definitely a class that will be remembered for many years to come. You can check out some of the graduating seniors on our website. Just go to the Community tab and look for Class of 2020 Senior Spotlight. Well, I know that Capitol High School is probably in the middle of their commencement program right now at Laidley Field, so I wonder how the weather is looking for them. We're going to head over to Spencer Adkins, who is our chief meteorologist in the weather lab right now. Spencer, good evening.
Hey, good evening, Erin. That's right. I think we're okay here in the Charleston area. Let me jump onto a couple of the maps if I can here for you so you can see what's going on. And thanks for joining us. And by the way, we unofficially call this web broadcast because it's with Erin Noon. We call it Noon at 9. So thanks for joining us on Noon at 9. 73 degrees right now in Charleston with 76 in Huntington, 75 in Portsmouth. Now there are a few showers. If you look at the Viper real-time radar, you can see a couple of these south of Spencer and in Calhoun County as well. So Roane County, Calhoun, and there are a few little showers. around the Logan area that are moving into the southern portion of Logan County and Mingo County. It's a cold front, but kind of only a cold front in name. It's stalled now across our area, and it'll probably wash out without much ado. And let's look into southern Kentucky right now, where we see Pikeville with some clouds. We've seen a couple of rounds of rain in them. I wanted to check out Logan. Let's see what we have here in Logan. And indeed, as I mentioned, it just rained. That's a live picture coming to us from Logan, and our camera right there at Fountain Place and our friends at Thornhill. And you can see on 119 that we have the water still spraying up off the roadways. So here's the pattern the next couple of days. You see a little dip here in the jet stream that goes south of Michigan through Indiana, and that is putting us on the edge of that, and that is just instability, we call that, where you get those little showers that pop up in the afternoon heat. Same type of a setup on Thursday, and there's not as many showers, but another interesting thing is going to come into play later on in the week and into the weekend. I'll show you that in just a quick moment. In the meantime, here are the few little showers that we still have between now and about 11 o'clock. They're rolling out to the east and maybe a sprinkle in the morning. Let's go let's to the west now. This is about 8, 9 in the morning. Lexington could see a little shower, and then that could blossom into a midday scattered shower or thunderstorm, but not many. You see how very few there are. A couple in the southern coalfields, a couple across Ohio, and then they're gone by this time tomorrow night. And then on Thursday, again, very few showers or storms. So I'm going to put about a 20% chance on it for Wednesday. We'll put about a 20% chance on it for Thursday. There you can see a couple of storms trying to drop in from the north. That's just the edge of that jet stream that we talked about, just a little disturbance, a little extra energy pivots by with the daytime heat. And what you get is a little bit of rain, and it's not a lot. There you can see maybe 1/4 inch of rain in spots, and that's not for everybody. Now, what about next week? Well, we can take a little time on the internet and show you this stuff. A little warmer than normal when we go from the 6 to 10 day period. So that gets you next Monday to next Thursday. Then let's just kind of push this out a little bit. Let's start not tomorrow, but let's take it a week from tomorrow and then push it another week after that. So we're a little bit warmer than normal here, but not terribly warmer than normal, but there will be quite a bit of heat up to the north. Here's something that a lot of people are buzzing about. It's the dust layer, the Saharan dust layer. I call it that. Some people call it the Saharan air layer. Well, it's dust. It comes from Africa. It comes from the desert, and it comes across. There's an easterly wind, goes to the west, and that stuff gets swept across the Atlantic. Happens just about every year, but this year it seems to be a little thicker than normal. And if you caught that, that would be Saturday into Sunday with some of that dust here. Unknown effect in terms of anything on weather for us, but you're just going to say, you know what? We can live with that. It's just going to bring us kind of a red sunset. And then let me show you here real quickly what I have here for a 7-day forecast. It's 61 tonight. Let me punch that back up. There we go. So 61 tonight, 81 for tomorrow, 84 for Thursday. Friday, Saturday, Sunday, we are really hot. There's not really any rain Friday. Saturday, Sunday, there you go. There's an increased chance of rain each day. The dust upstairs, if we can get a little break from the rain, we'll get a real red sunset, and then some more rain on Monday. The flip side of that, Erin, is that some of that rain might knock some of that dust down and kind of clear that out, so we may not get too much of a red sunset. Kind of a toss-up. So does it happen? Yes. Is it a big problem? No. What's the real effect? Well, we're going to have to kind of wait and see whether we get a good sunset or maybe we get a little splash of some dust in the raindrops.
I love a good sunset, so that's what I'm leaning towards, but it's all in better hands, I guess. Spencer, thank you.
Okay.
We'll wrap up 13 News now with the top trending stories on our website. The noose in Bubba Wallace's Talladega garage has been there since 2019, the FBI says. A second stimulus check says that it could be very generous. Payments could be made, and then it's going to be announced soon. And then an update on a woman and child identified in a fatal crash in Athens County. And you can find those stories and much more on our website. Just go to WOWKTV.com or download our mobile app. Thank you so much for joining us. Make sure you tune in to 13 News at 11 with Jennifer, Rob, and Spencer. And we'll see you here again tomorrow at 9 p.m. Have a great night.